Hello, everyone. You are warmly welcome to Tech for You GH Consulting. This is Excel 90 Days Excel Skills Mastery Challenge. So, congratulations for finishing week 5. We have come too far and we have done a lot. Kudos to all of you that have been following up, all of you that have been taking the challenges. I'm sure by now you are seeing improvement in your Excel skills. This week is actually the final week for the beginners class, and this week, week 6, this is the most exciting week also of the challenge because we are finally going to give Excel a brain. So up until now, we've been moving Excel to add, to subtract, to format, and to do other stuff for us. But now we are going to teach Excel how to think and compare data. So this is the foundation of any automation that we can do in there, and also for advanced data analysis. So today we'll be teaching Excel how to judge information. In a real world, we make decisions based on logic. Is my bank balance greater than the price of this phone I want to buy? Today, you will learn the 6 symbols that allow Excel to make those questions, answer those questions for you. So let's get started. Okay, so today we are looking at what we call the introduction to Excel logic, and we are going to look at how Excel handles logic. So many people know greater than and less than from schools, but in Excel, how we have 2 very special symbols for that we need to first of all learn, and that's what we're going to go through to see how we're able to catch it up. So when we talk about the logical functions, we are referring to a logical test, a conditional statement that we do. And in Excel, we do a lot of conditional statement as well. So a logical test is a question that only has 2 possible answers. When you ask a logical test or when you do a logical statement, the answer can be true or false. So that's what you have to get from the beginning, that in a logical test, it only has 2 possible answers. Either the logic tends to be true or it tends to be false. So in Excel, we don't ask questions with words. We use comparisons, operator symbols to ask those questions. And Excel looks at the 2 values, compare them using a symbol, and tells you if the statement is a fact or that's true, or is a lie, which will be a false. So we are going to learn these symbols so that we can be able to handle logical statement in Excel more precisely and excellently. Now, these are the 6 logical functions that we have. The first one we talk about is equal to. You have been told from the beginning of this challenge that anytime you want to start a formula in Excel, you need to use the equal to. This equal to that I'm talking about is not what we are using. I am talking about the equal to that helps us to compare 2 values in different cells together. So it's equal to. So for example, we have 200 in cell B9, and then we have 300 in cell C9. Now the first equal to sign you see here is the equal to sign that starts a formula. And then the cell is the B9, and then the second is the equal to, which is the comparison. Now, the second equal to sign that you see is comparing the value of B9 to C9. And it says that is B9 equal to C9? The answer is false, because B9 is 200 and C9 is 300. And that is the equal to sign that we talked about. Now, the second symbol that we need to pay attention to is the greater than. Is the greater than. The greater than symbol also shows compare two sides and determine whether the values from one side is greater than the values in the other side. So if you look at this, we have, if you look at this, we have 200 in CAB9, and then we have 300 in C9. Now the greatest sign says that is B9 greater than C9? And the answer is false, because B9 is 20 and C9 is this. So that is how the comparison is done. It can only return true or false. Now let's go to the third one, which is the less than. So it says that 200 is less than 300. So B9 is less than C9, and the answer is true. It's indeed less than C9, because the B9 is 200 and the C9 is 300. So the answer turns true. Now the fourth one is greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. So what it says that is the value in B9 greater than or equal to the value in C9? And the answer is false, because it's even less than that. Then the third one is that less than or equal to. So it's asking if the value in B9 is less than or equal to the value in C9. And the answer is true, because it's less than, or can be less than, or can be equal to. And the last one is that not equal to. Not equal to. It says that the value in B9 is not equal to. To do the not equal to, you bring the less than sign and then the greater than sign. And when they all meet, it means not equal to. Please take critical attention of it. It's less used, but it helps us in identifying certain trend in data records and all that. So please take a critical look at it. So let's put these signs to test. We have the equal to, we have the greater than, we have the less than, we have the greater than or equal to, we have the less than or equal to, and we have not equal to. They are all comparative operators that helps us to compare values in two different cells and the answer. Okay, so now let's look at it in this way. Now I have a value A in one cell, and we are asking a question if it is greater than the value B. So let's do it. The first is equal to sign. Please follow me. The first is equal to sign, and then we pick the value A1, and then we say is greater than value B2. Once I hit enter, the answer will turn true, because this is 500 greater than 200, and the answer is true. If you look at it, this is the formula. Okay. Let's go to the next one. It says that 150 is less than 100. So this is how we do it. Equal to sign, pick your 150 cell, and then bring your less than sign and pick the 100 cell. And then you hit the enter. Then you get false, because 150 is obviously not less than 100. Now, the next one is 1000 equals to 1000. So we do equal to sign. We do equal to sign, pick the 1000 sign, equal to again, pick the 1000, and the answer is true, because 1000 is indeed equal to 1000. Now, the next one we are talking about is, we are going to check if this spellings Accra is equal to Accra. Then we do it. So equal to Accra will be equal to Accra. And then we hit enter, and then it's true. Excel is matching all the cases. Excel is matching all the cases. And Excel isn't case sensitive here. So it's not looking at the uppercase A and then the lowercase a. All it does is that it compares the text together and give you what it has to give you. Now, the last one is 50 not equal to 50. So not equal to. So we do equal to, pick your 50 cell, then you bring your not equal to sign, and then you hit your other cell, and then you get false, because 50 is indeed equal to 50 and it's not equal to. So these are the where we test all the symbols that we have. And remember, what we are doing is called logic. So the entire equation you see here is the logic of the Excel, the logic, and it turns either true or false. So each logic test can turn either true or false. Let's go to some of the practicals and see how we can put them into case. So the first case is that this is case 1, inventory and stock management. So the scenario is you are managing a warehouse and you need to identify which items are out of stock, which items are overstocked, and which items need ordering. So the first case we are going to do measures the out of stock. So 5 is going to be less than the stock order. So if my current stock is less than my stock order, the answer will be true, meaning it is out of stocks and we need to restock it. So let's do it's equal to first sale that will be compared to the reorder level, and we get true, meaning we need to restock it. The second one is going to look at whether it's overstocked. So here what we do is that if my current stock is greater than my reorder level, then we leave it. So we are going to do it first sale greater than the reorder level, and bam, I get true. So meaning we have overstock, we don't need to restock. Now we want to find out if the current stock is at or equal to the reorder or less than that, is less than or equal to. So let's look at it. The first is our current stock, which is less than or equal to the reorder level, and then boom, we get true. It means that it is either less than or equal to the reorder level. And this one is equal to, the first cell should be equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, that means that our current stock is out of stock. It's out of stock. So we had true and it's out of stock. So these are how these logics are done. And remember, all cases that we've done here represent a logic, and the logic can either turn true or false. In this case, all the logic has turned to be true. Let's look at the other one. Now, a school in Kumasi has a straight pass mark of 50. Student must meet or beat this to progress. So we want to find out if the students' marks that they have are greater than or equal to 50. So it's equal to first, the student must greater than or equal to 50. And if it's so, the answer will turn true. So the first one, we have 49, which is not greater than or equal to 50, is less than. So the answer is false. The second one, so we can drag this one down. And then the second one is 50 greater than or equal to 50. So the answer is true. 85 is greater than 50. So the answer is true. So that is how we do the comparison. Then the last one on this one is that, say you have a list of sales region. You want to highlight any entry that is not from your headquarters, and your headquarters is in Accra. So any sales that is coming that is not in the headquarters is Accra. So we have the city where the sales is coming from, and then we have the headquarter which is in Accra, and we want to find out if it is not. So we do equal to, pick the city, and then not equal to, then we pick the headquarters, and then we pick it. So it means that this sales is from headquarters. That is why it's false. And then the two sales, the logic turns true, which means they are not from the headquarters. So if we are picking those sales that are not from headquarters, then we're going to pick the sale client B and client C, the sales from Takoradi and Tamale. Those are not the headquarters. So this is how we do the logic. Remember, we have concentrated on the logic, understanding how the logics are created and the results of the logic that we put in. Go over the video, try to understand it, because your power to automate in Excel largely depends on your understanding of this logic that we are creating. Once you can get the understanding of the logic, you will be able to automate a lot of stuff in Excel and make your work more easier and faster for you to do it. Thank you very much for staying with me. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell so that any video we upload, you'll be the first person to get it. Please, you can also share with somebody. Maybe sharing with somebody can help somebody to also beef up their skills and become more powerful in the environment they find themselves. Thank you very much for following the challenge, and let's meet as we progress with the logical statement in this 6th week. Thank you and stay tuned.